welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much. A special thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed, and a big thank you to everyone who has been subscribed since the very beginning. I was thinking back today about my first 10 subscribers, and I was just thinking of how grateful I was that you first group of 10, you first group of 20, how you threw yourself on that sword for me. And so I really, really appreciate your presence here, because without you, you were like the seeds that planted this whole journey for me. So thank you guys so much for being here and for your friendship and for your support. And if you have found yourself here for the very first time, we would love to have you join our beautiful soul family here. Please join us, grab yourselves a cup of tea, get a little cozy, and we'll have a little bit of a chat today, because we're all friends when we gather at this table. Today's pick a card reading, we're looking at a no contact situation, and we're asking Spirit the question, are we ever going to see this person again? So this doesn't have to be a romantic reading if that's not what you're feeling called to. This can be anyone that you are experiencing. Of course, I expect romance to come through, or someone from a past situation in romance to come through, but whoever you are missing, whoever you are in no contact with, are you ever going to see this person again in this lifetime? We have 3 piles for you to choose from today. Pile number 1 here with the Impressionist Tarot and the Butterfly. Pile number 2 here with the, what's it called? It's one of my favorite too, Herb Crafter's Tarot, and the Dragonfly Spirit. And we also have here pile number 3 with the Ladybug Spirit and the Everyday Witch Tarot. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit today, and my timestamps are below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1 today. Again, we're looking at a no contact reading today, and are you ever going to see this person again? And what the future of this connection is. Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the Butterfly, or perhaps to the Impressionist Tarot here, and this is your reading. The person in no contact from you right now, are you ever going to see this person again? What is the future of this connection? So let's start by taking a look at the current state of this connection and what's happening overall. And then we're going to look into the future and see what Spirit sees. What is going on in this connection for pile number 1, please? We have the 5 of Cups. We have the 8 of Pentacles. The 10 of Wands. For someone, I feel like this was almost a work connection potentially. And I feel like there's a lot of regret because we never took a risk here. We were feeling too exposed. We were worried about being too vulnerable. And so there's a lot of regret in the unknown here. I feel like things perhaps naturally floated apart because the connection stemmed perhaps in the work realm, perhaps the school realm too. And here's the Magician. Back of the deck is the Hermit, and we have the Fool. So there's this separation, and there's a feeling of isolation, and perhaps a little bit of a loneliness even coming in, because we are going around and around about what we should have done in this connection. And so we're wondering if we're ever going to get another opportunity to apply the lesson learned, is what it feels like. Apply this lesson learned. And we're dealing with the 5 of Cups to start. So that's a pretty profound loss. You know, we're lost in reflection. We're wondering what's going on with this person, what they're doing, what they're experiencing, how do they truly feel. I feel like there's a lot of confusion around how they feel, because you wouldn't feel so vulnerable. She's completely naked here, exposing herself. You wouldn't feel that exposed if you had the reassurance coming from them. So there's a sense of them not being sure of how you feel, and vice versa. And so there's a lot of restriction here. Even now the horse is looking back at this rider saying, why don't you just go ahead and say what you want to say? It reminds me of that scene from Frozen where Olaf is like, is she going to knock? Does she know how to knock? Why isn't she knocking? And that's what I just heard with that horse's expression. So it feels like this is in separation because it naturally flowed apart. It's like there wasn't this extreme ending or anything, but it's like we missed our opportunity And now we've sort of gathered ourselves. We know which steps we should have taken, what steps we should take if we ever get another opportunity. So we're wondering, is that chance going to come in for us? Are we going to get that chance that we're looking for? How does this person currently feel for pile number 1, please? How does this person currently feel at this moment for pile number 1? I just saw the 6 of Cups. Oh, if you think that this is one-sided, Spirit says that it was not one-sided. We have the High Priestess and the Page of Swords. The Hierophant. I feel like for someone watching that either you or this person was a little bit higher in the ranks in the environment that the two of you knew each other from. So if it's the work environment or even a school environment, I feel like this person held a higher position or something there. And they're feeling the same way. That's what Spirit wants you to know. Their current feelings here are this 5 of Cups as well. It's like what could have been, what shoulda, coulda, would have been. And I feel like this was sort of a work friendship, or perhaps someone would describe you or them as like a work husband, work wife situation, because there's like a lot of attraction there. And I feel like it was known, like other people would have noticed this attraction. But they really regret keeping their feelings to themselves and just maintaining this watcher position. It's almost like they were gathering more information. They were gathering more information about you before they acted, and they ran out of time. And that's what they feel like. It's like, I ran out of time, and I really regret that. I really regret not seeing it. This could have went from a friendship into something more. And now they're filled with this. If you're filled with this insecurity, they're filled with sexual energy towards you and this desire to just charge in because they're thirsty for you. There's a sense of having to endure, perhaps a long delay, and they're thirsty for you. We have the Hanged Man. Back of the deck is this King of Pentacles now. They could have been a Taurus, maybe a Virgo or Capricorn. And we have the King of Swords or Libra. Libra energy here as well. So there, you can see here that this King of Pentacles is seated. He's got his hand down. He looks bored. It's like there's a restlessness to him. And it was that restlessness, that passive energy towards you that created this thirst. So they're like, I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson now. And now there's that Emperor, and I feel like they're thirsty too. Because in the traditional Rider-Waite, you'll see that the King of Pentacles is surrounded by lush greenery, and even in this case, lush greenery. But this Emperor is often in a desert. And it's like, I've learned my lesson. And the lesson was a little bit painful too. So they are hoping for an opportunity. And this Page of Pentacles is bringing forward communication. So this could be a really good indicator of movement in the future. But we will ask that question specifically. How does this person currently feel right this moment, please, for pile number 1? Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moment. They're really saying, I learned my lesson here. And I feel like that is the influence that you had on this person, that even if you guys never cross paths again, if they ever are met with a similar situation, you will be this sort of caveat towards their own leap of faith in that moment. We have here honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And I always think about secrecy with the honeymoon and somebody who wants to whisk you off on a secret vacation. And the truth is that you guys just need to have a one-on-one. You just need to talk it out because there's so much mutual energy here. If you just had one truthful, vulnerable, honest conversation, this could have been avoided potentially, but also there could be movement here in the future. So we have here the Magician, which is the ruler of communication in the future position. With the Hanged Man, though, there's a certain amount of surrender. There's this desire to communicate, but it could require action. So we're going to ask Spirit. I'm going to get I'm going to pull a few more message cards, and we're going to ask Spirit about the future here, and we'll get some advice. But what is this person currently thinking about pile 1, please? We will be together again. It's like a determination. This Knight of Wands is a determined energy, but then it's met with the stagnating energy of the Hanged Man, which can be about flow as well and surrender. It's time for me to heal right now. I want to tell you how I feel. And this person does, and they regret not doing it in the past too. I have buried myself in work just to forget about you. I also feel like there could be a really strong work connection here for someone as well. And my life is not together as it seemed. And I feel like they were waiting for the perfect moment in the past to come forward. Perhaps they were waiting for everything to fall into place for themselves as far as logistically. And that didn't happen to their liking. I know I messed up everything is on the back of that deck. It's like, I know that I messed up absolutely everything here. I was afraid to look bad, and so I waited. I'm getting back on my feet. And the 12, you can see here, it's the Hanged Man energy of surrender. It's like I've surrendered to the lesson. I understand where I went wrong here. I understand I was wearing masks. I was afraid that you would reject me. I feel like they're potentially still afraid that you would reject them. We definitely have unfinished business. I can't even look at what I've done. That's the 5 of Cups. It seems to be the theme for you today, Pile 1, is this 5 of Cups, this remorse, this regret energy. And I'm patiently waiting for the right time. And I feel like that's sort of what, again, caused some of this delay. But they really are hoping for a new emotional start. So let's ask Spirit if you're going to see this person again. Let's get down to the question of the hour. Will you ever see this person again? Ace of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Two of Swords. Page of Swords with the Emperor. King of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Fool. And we have the Death energy. So Spirit says that you are going to hear from them. There's going to be communication coming in for you, Pile 1. And it's what we do with that communication, because you can see here, there's the passive energy of the Two of Swords. The blinders are on. We're in a protective energy. And so there's a hesitation to physically meet up. And that's where the strength comes in. That's where we're combating our fears. And that's where this leap of faith is being called. And this Fool energy is talking about a leap of faith that can lead to huge change here. So I do feel like you will ultimately see this person again. There's the community. Yes, I feel like you will. It's going to start in communication though, and it's what we do within that communication that opens up the doorway for a physical reunion. But Spirit says that this could lead to a physical reunion, which is, it's really, really lovely actually. They also say that this physical reunion for someone could really take off from that point. It's like a launching pad. It could lead into physical relationship with this person, which could lead to so much more. There's the Knight of Wands. They're really encouraging you to take advantage of that opportunity when it opens up, of course, and to just ride that wave. They don't want you to resist it, especially if this is something you're really, really keen on. So they say for you, Pile 1, the communication will open up first. So there'll be a reach out, and I want to clarify that and ask Spirit about that. Spirit says that communication might come in within the year. And I feel like, to be honest, because there's a work realm connection here, I almost feel like the communication will open up. It almost feels like somebody's going to use that as the excuse or something. It'll be a work-related type of communication to begin, but that's the key. There's the Page of Pentacles holding the key that unlocks the floodgates. There is a fear. There's a bit of a hesitation once that communication opens up. because there's a fear of the unknown, but Spirit is really encouraging, again, that leap of faith in that moment. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. And if we let anxiety hold on to us, and I do feel like the Divine Masculine in this situation is going to be really insecure and anxious. So you may have to be more of the, you might have to be a little bit more vulnerable and be vocal about how you want that reunion, because it's like they're waiting for help to come in to encourage them, to coax them. But yes, Spirit says you will see this person again, pile 1. Future for pile number 1. This connection. We have here Divine Guardian. Do not be nervous today or tonight, because the path you are on will lead you just right. So not to be fearful. We have a moment's joy. Sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. And so it's talking about staying joyful, staying focused. It's a perfect way to combat the passive energy of the Two of Swords, and the protective energy and the indecision of the Two of Swords is by staying focused on positive things. And especially because, you know, perhaps you've experienced a lengthy delay, and perhaps hearing that this is going to take, it could take upwards of up to a year potentially, but I feel like it's within the 2022 year that this communication is going to open back up. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. Pile number 1, please. Advice for pile 1 in the bowl concerning this connection. Whoopsie, we lost one on the floor. The Three of Cups. So reunions are in store here. And I feel like it's a friendship, and Spirit says that if this opens back up, it may not stay in the friendship realm. That's not for everyone. And of course we have to make that decision. We have the Knight of Swords sort of reversed, and then we have the Eight of Wands. I almost feel like there's someone out there saying, I would love to see them, but I'm not ready. It's like you want to prepare, you want more time to prepare than that. It's like you feel like you need to do X, Y, and Z to prepare for this. Spirit says not to stress out. Don't stress out too much about those sorts of things. That this is like a train coming already. The communication's sort of already on its way, or the momentum has already been built to bring forward this communication. Now this Eight of Wands is sideways. It's this sense of limbo. And it's interesting because we have here the Eight of Wands as well. For someone watching, this communication could turn really fiery before the physical meetup as well. So it's like we put the cart before the horse a little bit. It's like we start the communication kind of innocently enough. It turns into a physical, sexual sort of conversation. And then that is the caveat towards change in a physical meetup. But that definitely sets a tone for the remainder of the connection, and sort of is a launching pad from that point as well. These cards don't want to stay anymore. They're sliding all over the place. In the bowl today, we have the letters L and G and K. We have here Unicorn, which is about the uniqueness of this connection and how you feel connected to this person, or you always sort of vibed with them really, really well. We have Am and Thirst with the cactus. We also have the T-Rex, which is somebody, it's like something that's extinct. I think of little boys too. Spirit says this one's not extinct. We have the High Priestess, which is sitting on information that we know to be true. We have the Pegasus. I think about the Chariot, about movement and about looking at things from a higher perspective. And then we have the Guitar. So music could be a very important aspect of this connection, or there could be a lot of songs that remind you of this person. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. If it did, I'd love to hear your story in the comments section, even if you have to come back to drop me a comment. And if you do leave me a comment, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out on Etsy for a personal reading, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to this dragonfly, or perhaps to the Herb Crafter's Tarot, and this is your reading. The person on your mind and no contact, will you ever see this person again? We are going to start with the current energy surrounding the connection itself. We're going to look at their current feelings for you, and then we're going to ask the question, are you ever going to see this person again? So what is currently happening in this connection, please, Spirit? What is the current state of the situation of this connection? The Six of Fire, the Five of Fire, the Sun, the King of Pentacles. There seems to be a very strong feeling of worrying about other people's opinions currently in this situation. We have the Six of Pentacles and we also have the Lovers. I can't deny that for someone's energy, and I am dealing with collective energy. It's very important to remember that. So if it doesn't resonate with you, you can try a different pile or a different reading. But for someone watching, you or this person could be stuck in a karmic relationship. That could be the current climate of the situation as it stands. It's not that we haven't had time or the opportunity to gain clarity over the situation, but now it's like we're really, as much as we've gained clarity on everything and we know how we feel and we know, where we went wrong, and we understand the connection more deeply. Some of the understanding that has come in has been painful. Some of the realizations, some of the obstacles that are in the way are very big and cannot be ignored or denied. And so it's like all of this potential that should have been executed was not planted at the right time and in the right conditions. And I do feel like the ego really had a strong hold in the situation from the get-go, because I feel like it was a lack of confidence that stopped someone in this connection from powering through the challenges. And I feel like the challenges back here were a lot less than the challenges today. Like the challenges today are bigger, because I do feel like for someone, again, that there's karmic situations that in the balance here, which is actually in effect throwing this situation out of balance, which is an interesting dynamic. There's still this attraction that can't be denied between the two of you though. And even this Lover's energy, it feels very, it's not just physical, but it is, because I feel like you're both really attractive people, but it's also something deeper. But we can't put our finger on it, right? Because we never explored it. And that's what this person feels like. It's like, where was this potential, all these pine cones, if I just planted them? There was a fire there. If I just fueled that fire with the elements needed to get it roaring, then where could this have led? So there's a lot of clarity, but some of that clarity is a little bit stinging. Even as I look at this it says the Sun, St. John's wort, I often look at hot sauce. I feel like there's hot sauce lined up. So some of the clarity has burned just a little bit. Let's take a look at their current feelings towards you though. How are they currently feeling towards pile 2 at this moment? What are their current feelings towards pile 2? The Eight of Cups, the Three of Wands. They really thought that it would be easier to walk away from you. They were kind of overconfident, overcompensating in that confidence in the past, because it was easier back then to be like, this is too hard, it's too challenging, I have to power through. But it's like it's the easier. It's like they took the path of least resistance in the past. And they thought that would be the easier path emotionally, but they haven't found that to be the case. Because now it's like, as much as they thought it would be really easy to erase your memory, that they're still thinking about you and they're having a hard time clearing that out, watching you float away. We have the Four of Swords, and it's sideways. The Four of Swords is supposed to be meditative. It's supposed to be healing in nature. It came out sideways because of the stinging nature of this clarity. So they're feeling they're having a difficult time trying to complete that healing process, and they're having a difficult time accepting a lot of the truth too. I don't want to say that this person has a really strong ego, but I feel like they do. There's a bit of a strong ego on this person, because they don't want to admit to themselves that it was their lack of strength. They don't like to. It's like they don't feel like that's and I'm going to use a word like macho. They don't feel like that's a strong element, and they like to be seen as somebody strong. How people perceive them is very, very important to this person, which is really indicating, a lack of self-awareness of themselves. It's like they have a really low self-esteem, but they don't project that to the world at all. And like they don't project that to the world at all. We have the Hierophant. And we have the King of Cups. For someone watching, I feel like If they're in a karmic situation, you may also be in one as well, because I feel like there's a mirrored energy here. This person feels like they have to, and they don't know how to do it, if I'm honest, but they feel like they sometimes have to turn their back on the emotion for you, because logic tells them, and logic tells them that that boat has sailed, but you're still this temptation. So as much as they try to draw upon their logic, and this fox is a symbol of intelligence for me, and so it's, as much as they try to draw upon that logic, they're in protective mode. You are still a huge temptation that they can't seem to shake. They can't seem to shake their feelings for you, even though there's the Six of Wands and the Six of Wands. Even though on the outside of things they look really victorious in life, and they would present that to the world too. But you can see it's a frog riding here, clearing out the clutter. And the truth is that they're burdened by what the two of you could have built together. Because if they're experiencing stability and security in their realm right now, that's great. But they're turning back on emotion to do it. So they're not feeling emotionally fulfilled there. And it's interesting because it's come kind of this lesson that's come full circle, because they thought it would be easier to walk away from you too. And they haven't reached that conclusion yet. There's a deep sadness too at the separation. We have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond will deepen. And this person never quite let you in. I feel like they have a difficult time letting anybody in emotionally, but they never let you into their inner world in the past. But I feel like that's when they disappear, when things start to get emotional. This Eight of Cups, it's like it's scared. This rabbit's running scared. Even down here with the little mice, it's like when they're about to take those steps of ascension, they get skittish and they run into the darkness. It's like a light being turned on in a kitchen late at night. We have children. Your love life is being affected by children. As I said, I feel like there are karmic situations at play, and there could be children here between, perhaps not between the two of you, but separately, and they would use this as a reason why they couldn't take advantage of the situation at this time. Finances and career are a factor, so their position are a factor, and they're trying to build a lot of coin for themselves. This person works a lot, and they may be even a workaholic or somebody who focuses on coin too much to distract themselves from, again, emotional ties. They avoid emotion a lot, this person. How do they truly feel about pile number 2, please? We have here soulmates. The truth is that they can't shake the fact that there's something deeper here. Soul connection, I can't speak today, partnership, agreement, and soul contract. Now, we also have here karmic relationship, back of deck though, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, loving you. And I feel like this person has gone through the gamut, perhaps. They've run the gamut of emotion. I feel like they've passed the buck. They perhaps put the blame in other arenas other than themselves. And they're still having a difficult time wrapping their head around their involvement or their complications or their restrictions, because they are saying, you know, I perhaps have a family, or I'm in a karmic situation, or my job has to be the priority. They come up with excuses so they don't have to blame themselves for a lack of effort or a lack of movement in the situation. How are they currently feeling for pile number 2, please? They feel like that you guys could be soulmates, the Yin card. That you could be soulmates, that there's something different about you. And I feel like they couldn't have sort of come full circle in that understanding unless they experienced this karmic situation for some reason. It's like they had to go through what they've gone through. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? So I feel like for some of you, again, there's karmic situations here at play for them, but also for you. And they're wondering if you feel the same way, if you would be willing to take a risk and risk it all. Because they're holding out potential for this connection. I'm weighing out my options. It's like the Two of Pentacles. They have a lot of responsibilities and they don't feel really balanced in life, but you are a part of all of the struggles on their plate. It's like you are a part of the situation, and they are hoping to make some sort of decision about this feeling that they have. So I'm not waiting a second longer, but it's reversed. The Eight of Wands, frustrating delays. Because yin and yang. Like, are we, there's the Six of Cups. Are we soulmates? It says, I'm still chained to my past because there are still restrictions. And the 15 is the Devil reversed. And in this case, it's like having to escape negative attachments, but also a really ramped up physical mentality or fantasy revolving around you. I currently feel these about pile number 2. It was my fault, but I blamed you. And they're versed in passing the buck a little bit here. We will be together again. They feel like there's fate involved here, which is why they perhaps don't feel like they have to make a decision right this moment, because they're like, there must be fate involved here. I love you unconditionally. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. And I will wait for a sign from you. And here we have the yang with the Three of Swords. So they may not feel like they can make any type of contact, but they may feel like you can make some sort of movement here. And I love you is at the back of that deck. But let's ask Spirit about the future. Are you going to see this person again? For pile number 2, please. Are they going to see their person again in this lifetime? You have the Nine of Wands. So we perhaps have been holding on. And there's no intention to really let go of those wands with the Nine of Wands. Are you going to see this person again? The Moon. The Seven of Cups. And that's the Six of Wands. Back of the deck is the King of Cups and the Devil with the Chariot. Now the issue comes in the restrictions from the Divine Masculine here. So the Divine Masculine is not going to create change here to naturally create a reunion. That Six of Wands seems to be his theme. This mask that he wears. And I say he for ease of execution. It's about energy, has nothing to do with gender. But even the horse is looking back at his rider. It's like, who do you think you're fooling in order to get to the actual success? Because victory is not complete until we get to the cycle of the world. It's like in order to get actual success, we have to take a leap of faith. And Spirit says that this is not going to naturally flow into that situation because this person, again, turning their back on the emotion and they are waiting for a sign from you. Waiting for the King of Cups here is waiting for a sign from you. So this person's attached or is restricted in some way, being pulled in different directions, perhaps because of this karmic situation, and they are waiting for the Divine Feminine to give them some sort of sign that communication or movement in this situation is welcomed, because they're too fearful of the unknown, and it's much easier to just fantasize about what could be than it is to take actual action, and they're too afraid of that unknown. So let's get a little advice from Spirit for you about this situation. If the Divine Feminine reaches out, what do you see in the future of this situation? I see the Ten of Wands, the Seven of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I feel like there's a lot of jealousy with someone in their Divine Feminine energy. There's jealousy concerning this. There's a lot of possession, but there's not a lot of follow through from the Divine Feminine either. And so that results in a bit of a stagnation here. And it's interesting that we chose here the dragonfly for this pile, because the dragonfly is about transformation that is possible, but we have to be hungry for it and we have to be willing to change directions, because the dragonfly can change directions drastically in the air. And so that could be why you were drawn to that in the first place, because Spirit says that we may not see this person again because we need to be able to put the work into that. And there's that Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is asking us to retreat, to reflect upon the actions that we're willing to take. And the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles is talking about our effort creating change and being the key to change. But if things stay the way that they are in this moment, pile 2, then Spirit does not see the two of you reuniting in this lifetime. Let's get a charm bowl. Whoops. charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. Advice for pile 2 in the bowl. Oh, I lost one on the floor. And it is the 10 of Pentacles reversed. And I feel like that is a huge, like, I do feel like there's something big, big, big here, pile 2. I feel like there's something big in the way, and that's what's creating the hesitation from both parties. And Spirit's not blaming you for that 100%. They're not blaming you for that, because that's a lot of upheaval. But I feel like there's also kind of some loneliness for someone watching in that environment too. And that's why they're asking us to retreat into a reflection period to decide, what do we want out of this connection, and are we willing to face all the consequences? For some watching, Spirit says we're not willing to right this moment. We're not willing to face the consequences of our actions. And so that Queen of Swords is now reversed. It's like, I don't want to be the one to reach out. And that's why Spirit says that there is this desire for movement and communication, but all of these surrounding factors that are influencing this movement are creating that state of limbo. And ultimately, Spirit wants you to know that they will follow you down whatever path you choose. We have a lot going on here in the bowl today. Let's see. We have the letter L. We also have the letter Q. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Again, 6 of Pentacles is your backup deck today, which is a give and take of energy. It's like we reap what we sow. Whatever we put into a situation, we will get back. And it's also talking about karmic balances. We have special, because this connection is special. And when we have a really strong connection like this, we are guided to take certain steps, which some of those steps are requiring force and strength. We have the Frog, clearing out clutter. That's the purpose of the Judgment energy of the 4 of Swords. We have the Devil chain here, I think of Capricorn and attachments. We have the Stagnation because of third party with the 3 music notes. Now the anchor makes us feel stranded, but we have control over that pulley system. We can haul anchor. We have Forever Friends, half of a puzzle piece. Again, yin yang. It's this. We have the yin yang energy. We have Gemini. So looking at things from every angle. And then we do have the Black Fish Bones. And that's like the 10 of Swords for me. And that is sort of letting go of expectations. Letting go of the expectations that we really have our heart set upon here. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. And if it did, I'd love to hear your story in the comment section below. I would love for you to join our beautiful soul family here by subscribing to the channel, hitting your notification bell and your like button. It helps me to bring you guys more content. If you do drop me a comment below, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out on my platform for Etsy for personal reading if you feel called to. I also have some links below for like Instagram if you just want to check out what we're doing from day to day. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Ladybug or to the Everyday Witch Tarot here, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, in no contact, will you ever see this person again? We are going to be starting with the current climate of your connection and how things stand right now. We're going to look at their current feelings for you, and then we're going to ask Spirit whether or not you will see this person again in this lifetime. So what is going on in this connection currently, please, Spirit? What is happening in this connection to have led to no contact? What is going on currently in this situation for pile number 3? We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Two of Wands. It feels here like the Divine Feminine has so much to say, has so much to say. And I almost feel like someone in this connection has been having an inner dialogue with themselves, or it's like they've orchestrated exactly what they would say and exactly how they would say it. They practiced it to themselves about what they want to express because they held back for too long. And so there's been growth, there's been maturity, there's been awareness here, and now there's this insistence, there's a pressure building to create some sort of expansion because it's a connection that is unfinished. It feels unfinished. It feels like it was scattered or it was wasted in some way, and it's being protected. It's like we don't want to remove it from our experience. We are holding it in a very special place because there's investment here. It's like there's emotional investment. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. We've got so many beautiful queens out here today. Back of the deck is the King of Swords and the Two of Swords. And there's the Seven of Cups. Someone in this connection, I feel like, felt like an option in the past. And they felt like an option because the other person was way too passive and they didn't express themselves. And so it just made them feel like they weren't important. And that's something that really stole the focus and really infused a lot of fear into the situation and really stopped things in their tracks, truly. I feel like the person that you were in the past is so different from the person you are today, and you feel so much more confident and assertive. It's like not even necessarily confidence, but just it's like there's a feeling of like I've been through so much that I don't have time anymore to be restrictive. It's like I don't have time to be suppressive. I don't have time. I have to be direct because that's all I have time for. It's like there's a no nonsense aspect about the Divine Feminine coming in right now, and it's like she wants to solidify her place once and for all. That's what it feels like. But it also feels like there are some restrictions, and there's the Two of Wands. It's like we stop at the fantasy phase. We stop at the fantasy phase. And so now this dialogue that we have prepared, because it feels like we prepared a dialogue, this dialogue that we have prepared, we're sitting on it and we're just waiting for an opportunity. We're just waiting. And it's like there's still a temptation surrounding this. There's the desire for the reunions coming in too. But I also feel like your priorities have shifted, or the Divine Feminine's priorities have shifted. You could even have children, for instance, because I feel like this was your only focus in the past, and now that's why you have no time for anything else. You have to be focused and direct because you're like, I have so many responsibilities right now, and so many different people rely on me that I have to be direct. I have to be direct because I don't have time for passivity anymore. Let's take a look at this person's current feelings for you. How are they currently feeling right this moment? For pile 3. We have here the Hierophant. The King of Cups. The Two of Cups. Aww. You know, this person has grown as well. There's been evolution for this person too. And their position has shifted and changed as well. And they're trying to surrender to that position. They want to be seen as somebody who, even on the bottom of the cards, it says harmony and integrity. And they want to be seen as somebody who is responsible, who is careful with the people that they care about, that they love. They want to be seen as somebody of value. They could be a water sign. But there's also Taurus energy here as well. But the fact is that what they've come to realize, their current feelings for you inside is this Two of Cups, this desire for union, this desire for peace or clarity about how you feel. So this assertive energy of movement, they share that perspective. They would love to have an opportunity to gain clarity or peace in the situation. They're being less aggressive about it in this moment. And they do hold this feeling very secretly inside of themselves, because I feel like there's not necessarily an expectation. And it's bringing me to the King of Swords and the Two of Swords, because this person, very well matched to the Queen of Swords, is now, I feel like there's like an entrepreneurial energy around this person. So they could be really focused on their job or their environment. They're trying to do what's right in life. See, they're trying to hit the bullseye here, but she's wearing a mask. So it's like I'm trying to take all the steps that is expected of me in life. And part of what's expected of me is being able to move on from the past, being able to ascend, being able to climb the ladder of ascension. And unfortunately, when it comes to this connection, that's where they fall short, because the King and Queen of Cups, it's like, that's the partnership of the dream. You know, this is a dream partnership. they're meant to be together. You know, that's what it feels like. We're meant to be together. I also feel like if you're a parent, this person could also be a parent. I feel like there's mirrored energies between the two of you, mirrored experiences here with the Six of Pentacles, synergy between the two of you. I think that family is really important for both of you at this moment. Yeah, and that's what's causing the delay. Because here's the Emperor Penguin with the Nine of Shells, and the Emperor mates for life, very loyal. And underneath at the Emperor's feet is the Empress shell, and we have these little curled shell, which make me think of the High Priestess. So their focus is upon holding on to their secrets when it comes to you, protecting their environment, and still maintaining the truth of how they feel, the truth and the knowledge of who you are in this connection, that this is my counterpart. This is someone that is well suited towards me. And it's like I can't get to them. I can only fantasize about them because of karmic situations. And the meerkat here in this Six of Pentacles, they're really concerned with the family unit. So this person thinks about you all of the time. And there's insecurity with the Nine of Swords. There's ruminating, overthinking. It can sometimes lead to depression. I can't lie. It sometimes leads to depression or anxiety. It's like an imbalance within us. And we have the Four of Pentacles. It says control and security, and the Ten of Swords, recovery and transformation. Now this Four of Pentacles is really about the insecurity that they feel about their current position. Even here it looks like a beaver, and beaver, again, the beaver is a very family-oriented creature as well. And very good parents, beavers actually. And I feel like the children are a priority for someone in this connection. If not for one, for both. Children are a very strong priority for someone. And always remember, I'm dealing with collective energy, so if it doesn't resonate with you, you can try a different pile. And it's because of that influence that they feel helpless to create any type of change. And the Ten of Swords here is really about the emotional outburst that this King of Cups is allowing to escape. Because as he surrenders to his position, he has to turn his back on some of this emotion, but that's so difficult because the truth is the truth is the truth. And the truth is that they have so much left unsaid. The truth is that they do wish to have reunions and transformation. And it's almost obsessive energy. It's like they've become really transfixed upon that. And now they're being told they should let it go. They should stay focused on what they have, and they should let it go. But it's so difficult because they're possessive over you too. It's like they're possessive over their environment, but also kind of possessive over you. We have here dogs getting together with friends. They would call you their friend to other people, perhaps. We have perseverance with the camel. But the truth is that it's not just friends. Look at this dog panting. The camel is a symbol of well, it says perseverance, but also endurance and stamina and thirst. We have here, well, family wishes come true, and mice, discords among friends or family. And back of the deck is casket. It says someone going out of your life or the end of a situation, and we have the Ten of Swords. They're not feeling optimistic in this moment. And energy shifts and changes and ebbs and flows, but they're not feeling optimistic about what power or control they have to create change without creating havoc. And that's their issue here, is that they don't want to, they could, again, be in a karmic situation, be in a marriage where children are a factor, and they don't want to be the ones to create discord. And so they're like, do I have to be logical here and turn my back on my emotional experience in order to allow this, this family situation, this abundance to continue? We have here remembrance, though. They're flooded with memories. That's where the Nine of Swords comes from. Remembrance and resurgence of past emotions and feelings. And we have here winter's end, regeneration, rebirth, and positive outcome. So their logic would tell them that they should release, but I feel like they don't know how to execute that type of change. We have purification through water, emotional cleansing and rejuvenation. And truly the way that we can even avoid these types of situations and the way that we can rectify them is by being emotionally vulnerable in all of our environments. because truly the truth can set us free, and it can really alleviate obstacles in our way. There are, you know, the emotional consequences that fall on the other side of that honesty, but it leaves no stone unturned. How do they currently feel right this moment for pile number 3? I dream about you so much, and probably too much. They lose sleep over you with this 9 of Swords. It steals their focus. Time to ground yourself. When I see that card, I often think about stagnation and someone's inability to move forward. I just want you all of the time. I worry about us a lot. When I see the 7s, I always think about the Chariot and being pulled in different directions as well. It's not that emotionally they don't know where they want to be, because I feel like they really do. But I keep seeing the surrender of that King of Shells. There is someone else. Back of the deck says, I think so, yes, but it's reversed. There's so much uncertainty, and I have so much desire for you, as well as on the back of that deck. How do they currently feel about pile number 3, please? For their current feelings. I'm losing hope in the situation. I can't make the first move towards you. They have surrendered to this position of responsibility. I don't know how much longer that I can do this, feeling this way and not getting anywhere. Back of the, we also have you send mixed signals. I didn't follow my heart. I replay everything that happened in my mind. And you are a goddess. Back of the deck says, I'm trying to let go of the past. So let's see what Spirit sees coming in the future. Will you see this person again? Will pile number 3 see their person again in this lifetime? Will pile number 3 see their person in this lifetime? What can you tell me about the future of this connection? We have the Moon, Scorpio energy, the 4 of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Fool, the 9 of Cups. Back of the deck is the Hierophant. The 4 of Wands. Spirit says, yes, you will. You will see this person again. And I almost feel like it's going to pop up. And I want to clarify that as I go, actually. It feels like it's going to pop up unexpectedly for you. And it does present an opportunity. And I don't know that you're going to be 100% ready for it, because it comes up out of the blue. And it comes up in this moment where we feel really passive and unable to create change. And sometimes, you know, we'll feel this message at ourselves that it's impossible, that nothing can possibly change. And Spirit says things can literally change overnight when you least expect them. Can we clarify the Page of Cups, please? The Moon. Because they're really asking you, they're like, this uncertainty of the Moon, this fear of the unknown. Spirit says that the unknown only holds more information, first of all. But this opportunity to see this person again, and I feel like it's almost going to be happenstance, like you're going to bump into them in some type of way, because it's not going to be a planned thing, but it still opens up this doorway. It's like a doorway of opportunity. There are still challenges, and I feel like when you see each other again, if there are karmic things in play or karmic balances at play, that will still be present. That's why we have the Hierophant here as back of deck and the Four of Wands. There's the Tower though, but it still presents a gateway. And that's what Spirit wants us to understand, that you will see this person again. It does open up an opportunity to take a leap of faith. The Nine of Cups is talking about a wish coming true. So a wish being granted to you. So the desire to see this person again is going to be fulfilled for you. But you can see that they're sitting cross-armed, seated, passive, because their hat's all red. It's like this feeling of empowerment. The thoughts in their mind that they want to see come to fruition gets fulfilled. But and there's a certain smugness in that, of seeing this person again. There's a certain smugness in the fact that it seems to come in as an offer of some kind too. But he's also seated. So the doorway opens up, and then we have this Four of Wands, which is a pathway that can lead us to celebration. But to get to that celebration, it's like we have to take a back road through this Tower energy. And for some, you know, taking this leap of faith could create some conflicts, could create some upheavals. But the dust will settle and the smoke will clear, Spirit says. So it's like they're saying the pathway opens up, but there may be consequences to entering into that unknown, because there will be situations, even there's the Nine of Cups, there will still be these relationships in place. It's like even here with the Six of Pentacles, the spider on the top is saying, you know, I put myself in this position. I've woven my own destiny to put myself into this karmic relationship when your wish is fulfilled. So there's still challenges that are in place when you see them again, but Spirit says, yes, you will. You will see them again, and it will be very unexpected and very welcomed as well. It feels like there's a lot of smugness and happiness coming in. It's like a wish being granted to you. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile 3. Advice for pile number 3 in the bowl. There's the Hierophant reversed. We have the Death sideways. And we have the Moon. Big energies in the bowl today for the teeny tiny tarot. Now the Hierophant here is reversed. Now the Hierophant can rule institutions like education, government, marriage as well. So it's not like when this opens up, they'll be completely ready for commitment with you because there is this business to take care of. There's the business of the unknown to tackle. Also, the Death is on a state of limbo. So that's why they want you to know that there is the great reality and the great possibility for rebirths in this connection, but the Death lies in the balance because there's something that has to be put to bed. Perhaps multiple things that have to be put to bed in order for this rebirth to happen. So there's big major themes to consider and to reflect upon when this opportunity opens back up for you, pile 3. We have L and Y. It feels like an emotional message coming through too. We have Aries. We have the honeybee. I think about self-sacrifice and the sweet results that await us. We have the seahorse going with the flow. We have a leaf of change, so change is coming. And we have here a Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse with a key energy. I think about children making us feel stuck. It's like being a reason for feeling stuck. Spirit says that that is sometimes a scapegoat energy. Ultimately, it trickles down to our own fear. We have the tooth. The tooth here. When I see a tooth, I think of loss. When I see a tooth that's been pulled, I think about loss. So the sacrifices that would have to be made in order to explore the potential in this new relationship. And there's a lot of fire and attraction here with the 2 cherries. I think about innocence. I think about wanting to explore that innocence. We have here the 2 music notes, so making beautiful music together. And we also have the High Priestess with the curled shell because it has a little curled end that hides secrets, and she sits upon information that she knows to be true. So somebody who's holding their feelings for you in a very secret place. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you, and if it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Become a beautiful member of our soul family here. If you do drop me a comment, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out on Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and I have a link down below for a couple of different links, one for Instagram if you want to just check out what we're doing from day to day. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.